Have you ever said yes when everything in you was screaming no? Maybe you didn't want to let someone down. Maybe you felt responsible for their feelings. Or maybe you were afraid of being seen as selfish, difficult, or rude. If any of that sounds familiar, I want you to know you're not alone. And you're not wrong for wanting to protect your energy. Saying no isn't selfish. Saying no is powerful. And today, we're going to talk about how to say no without the guilt. Let's break it down into three simple parts. First, why saying no is necessary for self respect. We often think saying yes to everything makes us kind, helpful, or accommodating. But constantly saying yes to others often means saying no to ourselves. Every time you say yes out of guilt, obligation, or fear, you chip away at your own self trust. You send a message to yourself that other people's comfort matters more than your boundaries. What we often forget is that we can be kind, loving, generous, and have strong boundaries. In fact, saying no is one of the most powerful ways you can honor yourself. It's how you protect your time, your peace, and your purpose. You don't owe everyone access to your energy. And when you start respecting your own no, other people learn to as well. Second, simple ways to say no without over explaining. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to say no is because they feel like they need a good excuse. But here's the thing, no is a complete sentence. You don't have to justify, defend, or explain your boundaries. That said, having a few go-to scripts can make it easier to speak up, especially when you're just starting to practice. Here are a few ways to say no with kindness and clarity. Thanks so much for thinking of me. I'm not able to commit right now. That doesn't work for me, but I appreciate the invitation. I'm focusing on a few priorities right now, so I'll have to pass. I need to honor my time and energy this week, so I'll have to decline. You don't need to make people understand. You just need to be clear. And every time you say no from a grounded place, you're building the muscle of self-respect. Third, setting boundaries as a form of self-love. A lot of people think boundaries are about keeping people out, but boundaries aren't walls, they're doors. They don't block connection, they protect the space where real connection can happen. When you set a boundary, you're saying, I love and respect myself enough to protect my peace. And you're also saying, I trust you enough to handle my truth. That's not rejection, that's authenticity. The more you set boundaries without guilt, the more you'll attract people who respect them. And the more you'll feel confident, grounded, and in control of your life. Because here's the truth. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow and what you no longer tolerate. So let's recap how to say no without guilt. First, saying no is essential for self-respect. It's not selfish, it's sacred. Second, use simple, clear words to speak your truth without over-explaining. Third, boundaries are an act of self-love and they lead to stronger, more honest relationships. So if you've been struggling to say no, start small. Practice in low-stake moments. Say it with kindness, but say it firmly. Because when you stop betraying yourself to please others, everything shifts. If this spoke to you, drop a comment and share it with someone who needs the reminder. And if you're ready to break free from the cycles of people pleasing and finally honor your truth, click the link below or in my bio to book your free clarity call. I'll see you in the next video.